Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today let's keep going because there are more news we have to talk about today. So let's get started. The drama about Kylian Mbappe is still going on, right? So there's always news, and these days, the following days, are going to be plenty of news, right? Of the player and his situation in Paris Saint-Germain, because as you know, all the things we've been hearing about it so far are pretty bad, right? There's nothing far away from a kind of reconciliation between the player and the club. So I'm expecting to have more and more news and drama coming up. So I'll keep you posted whatever it happens. But of course, I'm going to talk about that as well today. But before to get started, before to get into the drama with Kylian Mbappe again, it's kind of funny to me because I cannot even believe we are getting into it again. Just 3 months later after the renewal contract, man, and we are getting into it again. So it's kind of funny to me, but it is what it is, okay? So the first thing I have to talk about is the agreement between Real Madrid and Fly Emirates, right? The sponsor that we have and the jersey, which is kind of really good deal considering we've just renewed the previous agreement for 4 more years, right? We have extended the agreement for 4 more years. And it's going to be anywhere between the 200 million to 280 million, which is great for Real Madrid because it's about 15 million per season, which is great. Of course, for Real Madrid, this kind of deals, agreements, sponsorship deals, it's great because it allows us to keep moving forward in terms of finances, not having any kind of stretches in the books and stuff like that. So that's why we are, in my opinion, and arguably the best club in the world in terms of finances, right? And finance management, stuff like that. Florentino Perez is a superstar here, right? So it's the Cristiano Ronaldo of the finances and the business management, man. I cannot imagine, right, a better person to manage all the Real Madrid things, because he's managing, right, the club like a company, like a private company. And it's not a surprise to me as the Florentino Perez also runs the ACS, which is one of the major and biggest construction companies in the world, right? So it's not a surprise for me. So great. Congratulations to Florentino Perez for having and getting this deal done. It's great. It's a lot of money for Real Madrid. Like I said, anywhere between 50 per season, 50 million per season, 50 to 70 million per season. So that is very good news for Los Madridistas because we already need. And let me tell you something. Real Madrid has more and more sponsors, right? But not all of them. We don't know all of them, right? In different parts, in different ways, there are more companies promoting Real Madrid in different ways, but you don't know all of them because it varies between the biggest ones like Fly Emirates, right? Because that one is the company you see in the jersey, and other ones smaller, right? But it's still very good for Real Madrid and more deals, but smaller deals, right? But it's still very, very good deals in agreement for Real Madrid and its finances. Okay, so now let's keep going and let's talk about more stuff. As you know, over the last 48 hours, we've been listening a lot of things, right? A lot of stuff regarding to Kylian Mbappe, his situation in PSG, and he wants out, he wants to leave, and he wants to apparently join Real Madrid again. But Real Madrid is not interested at all. We've been listening to Josep Pedrerol, Jose Felix Diaz said the same thing. So to me, it's kind of hard and it's kind of kind of impossible for me to imagine Florentino Perez jumping into the pool of Kylian Mbappe again and trying to get a deal with this guy. But in soccer, you never know. In football, is another world, right? And everything can change overnight. So my opinion on the issue, on the topic, is pretty much at some point, I think that Real Madrid will try something. But let me tell you something as well. There's no team in the globe, right, willing to pay the salary that Kylian Mbappe is making in PSG right now. It's pretty much impossible for any single team in the world, including Real Madrid, to give him what he is receiving right now in PSG. Not only in terms of money, but in terms of power, right? All the authority, all the power that he has in PSG is almost impossible for any other team in the world to give it to him, right? So I don't think anybody is really interested in the player, and he might see himself in a kind of Cristiano Ronaldo situation last summer, right? It's funny because you're one of the best players in the world, but at the same time, there's no team in the world that really wants to hire you, that really wants to sign you, just because you have a big burden on your shoulders, which is salary number one, and the image that PSG has been promoting about you. And I'm referring to the things that he controlled, the things that he has tried to get done in PSG in terms of appoint people like Luis Campos, appoint players, or getting rid of players, or trying to get rid of players like Neymar, all these kind of things, right? So I don't think there's any single team in the world willing to sign the player for this bunch of reasons, right? And Real Madrid is in that group. So to me, it's gonna be kind of hard for him, because although he can get out of PSG right quick after the scandal with the bots, right? I mean, as you know, Al-Khelaifi apparently he hired an agency like 3 years ago to basically trash talk about players, journalists, and people and stuff like that, including Kylian Mbappe, right? Only for that reason, he might rip off the contract and say, hey, I went out. And not only that, PSG would have had to pay all the money that they owe to the player for going out to anywhere, wherever he wants, right? So even with that, I don't think Kylian Mbappe will do that, because like I said, there's no other team in the world willing to pay all the money that he is worth right now. So it's pretty much impossible. Now, let's move on and let's talk about El Clasico, man, because the Clasico is the more attractive thing that we have this weekend, right? The one of the most attractive games in La Liga. And the problem with that is we have to Courtois as a major doubt for that game, and I'd say even more. It's gotta be impossible for him to show up or be ready to go. I mean, to me, Lunin is gonna be the goalkeeper of Real Madrid. It's almost impossible for Courtois to recover on time and bounce back and be able to make it against Barcelona. And even if he is ready to go, I don't think it's very good for us to have him after 4 games off, right? So I still think Lunin is the best choice for us, right? And there's no doubt about it, because he's been playing, he's ready to go, he's not a bad goalkeeper at all, he's a very pretty decent goalkeeper for Real Madrid. And so as long as we have the chance to keep Lunin in the goal and the goal, I think that it's gonna be okay. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be bad for us. I mean, there's no kind of big difference between Courtois and Lunin. He's a very good goalkeeper. So, but yeah, I mean, Courtois is gonna be impossible to show up in the Clasico. So what we should do is to rule out the goalkeeper, the Belgian goalkeeper, because to me, he's not going to show up. He's not going to be able to make it. And so Ancelotti apparently has the same thought than me, so he might not be ready to go. And Courtois, 90% chance he won't be able to make it against FC Barcelona, okay? So the other thing I have for y'all guys is this. Look, there are more details and secrets coming up to the surface regarding to the situation of Kylian Mbappe and PSG, and some of the promises that PSG or Al-Khelaifi did to Kylian Mbappe in order for him to stay in the French club. But let me tell you something. Apparently, in one of the talks with Al-Khelaifi, Kylian Mbappe asked him for getting rid of Neymar, as you know that. And Al-Khelaifi said, okay, we got like 500 million to get rid of Neymar and Messi, just in case these guys, we have to terminate their contracts. I mean, if you want them to get out, we are going to get them out, right? So, and we still have like hundreds of millions to cover the whole thing, right? Because you have to pay them for the rest of the contract and all the stuff, but they didn't, right? Because Mbappe said, no, I'm okay with Messi, no problems, no hard feelings with him, but Neymar, guys, you have to get rid of him because he's not professional. He's all the time like partying and having fun, and he's not taking this seriously and all this stuff. And that is what made Neymar nuts. right? Because he learned Kylian Mbappe was stabbing him in the back, right? So as of that moment, and when Mbappe saw it was impossible to get rid of Neymar, although PSG tried and tried and tried to get rid of the player, and they offered the player to other big teams in Europe, but nobody was really interested in the Brazilian player. And then in July the 1st, he renewed automatically his contract with PSG. So when Kylian Mbappe learned about that, he said, oh, come on, there's no way. I mean, I'm asking you for Tchouaméni, he's not coming. I'm asking you for Zidane, he's not coming. I'm asking you for whatever, and it's not done. And now I'm asking you for getting rid of Neymar, and he will stay. So what is the point of what is the point of this? And where are all the promises that you made me to renew my contract? So you guys are not complying with the things that we talked about, and of course I'm so mad at you, and I'm not going to talk to anybody else. And apparently that is what is happening right now. There are some sources really close to PSG reporting that the guy shows up in the practice and he doesn't talk to anybody. I mean, right now he's not able to get along to anybody because he's so mad at everything, right? And he feels betrayed by PSG, and the only thing he wants is to join Real Madrid. And I know this because Julien Laurent, which is a journalist, French journalist, very close to the Mbappe family, he's tweeting stuff about that. He's been tweeting things like, yeah, no, Real Madrid are the favorite ones to sign the player for 150, 200 million or something like that. I don't think so. Romain de Molina said yesterday that the guy might be, or Real Madrid might be willing to, it's kind of open to sign Kylian Mbappe, right? And all the reports coming up referring to Real Madrid not willing to sign the player and not interested at all in the player are not true, according to Romain de Molina. I don't know, man. I don't really know, but I really trust the sources from Real Madrid, the closest sources, like Josep Pedrerol and José Félix Díaz, and they are still insisting in that, right? They are still insisting in, Real Madrid is not interested for now in Kylian Mbappe, okay? So we will have to wait a little bit and see what happens, okay? So, okay, that is what I have for you all, guys. And tomorrow we have, no, not tomorrow, Sunday we have a Clasico, but tomorrow I will be here just posting stuff and keeping you posted whatever it happens, okay? So now I hope you like the video, and of course subscribe my channel. See you in the next one. Bye bye.